My dear, my child of light, the one heaven chose. Do you feel that sudden tug inside your heart right now? That isn't random. That is your soul's way of recognizing truth before your mind can catch it. Something unseen is unfolding, something that was hidden is now being revealed. God is saying, tell them, Michael, tell them before the moment passes. And so I stand here between realms, speaking directly to you, the one heaven has marked with purpose. You remember that moment, the hug that felt slightly off, the warmth that didn't sit right in your chest. You brushed it off, told yourself you were overthinking. But heaven saw what you didn't. That touch wasn't as innocent as it seemed, it carried a weight, an intention, a quiet reach toward something sacred that belongs only to you, your peace, your light, your divine favor. God watched in silence, then said, enough. That is why this message found you today. It is heaven's way of reclaiming what was quietly taken. You have exactly 2 minutes in the spiritual realm, a sacred window of restoration. These moments are not ordinary time, they are holy time. Within them the veil between heaven and earth thins, and the truth rushes forward like light breaking through clouds. That's why I beg you, don't rush. Don't skip a single word, stay. Each line you read pulls back another layer of shadow and lets the divine light touch your life again. If you are reading this, you are not here by accident. You were led here by unseen guidance. You might think you just stumbled across this message, but heaven has no coincidences. This is a rescue disguised as a revelation. Archangel Michael says, what was taken will be restored, what was dimmed will shine again, what was stolen will return multiplied. But to receive it, you must stay still and listen until the end. Your obedience in this moment opens the gate for your blessing to return. Child of destiny, I know you've questioned your feelings. You told yourself it was nothing, but deep down you felt that flicker, that quiet unrest in your spirit after the hug. That wasn't fear. It was your inner light signaling danger. Heaven heard it too. And I was sent to stand guard over you. Not because you are weak, but because you are precious. The light you carry is rare, and the world notices it, even when you don't. Some are drawn to it with love, others with envy. But no shadow can hold what God has already blessed. You must understand, my beloved, that in the unseen realm, energy travels faster than words. Every touch, every glance, every word carries power to heal or to drain. That person's embrace looked kind, but in spirit it reached into the garden of your peace. It tried to pull a flower not planted by them. And though you didn't see it, heaven did. That is why I am here now, to restore every petal, every piece of beauty that was touched without permission. You might wonder, how can I lose something I cannot see? But child, you feel it. The heaviness that arrived without reason, the tiredness that didn't match your day, the sudden silence of your joy. Those were the signs. Heaven has been watching, waiting for the right moment to tell you the truth. And that moment is now. The angels have drawn a circle of fire around you. What was stolen must now return. What was dimmed must blaze again. The exchange begins as you listen. Archangel Michael says, your soul carries rare treasures, peace that disarms chaos, faith that moves mountains, joy that heals others. These are sacred currencies in the spirit world. And because of that, darkness will always try to touch your light. But do not fear. For what comes from heaven cannot be kept by hands that carry envy. What was taken unjustly is being pulled back to you, even now. Close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath. Can you feel that warmth rising in your chest? That's not imagination, that's restoration. Heaven is returning what belongs to you. You are being refilled with peace. You are being washed with light. The part of you that felt off balance is being aligned again. Every invisible wound from that moment is closing under divine hands. Now I want you to remember this: you were never unprotected. Even when you didn't notice, angels were surrounding you. Every dark attempt to drain your joy failed, though you didn't see the battles fought on your behalf. Michael says, the very one who tried to touch your blessing will now witness your elevation. What they reached for they will see doubled in your life. Because no hand can steal what God has decreed as yours. And when this blessing manifests, and it will, people will wonder how you rose again so quickly, how the peace returned, how your glow became brighter than before. They will call it luck, but you will know it was divine justice. The tables have turned and heaven has spoken. You are free, you are whole, you are rising. So stay awake, beloved. Be aware of what you carry. Protect your peace, guard your joy, but do not close your heart. For love is still your greatest power. And know this, not every hug hides harm. Some will come from heaven itself, sent to heal you in the very place you were once hurt. Those embraces will feel different. They will bring peace instead of confusion, warmth instead of weight. You are being lifted higher than before. The glow around you is returning stronger and steadier. Heaven is restoring your spiritual fragrance, the aura of favor, grace, and divine attraction. Wherever you go next, doors will open without explanation, people will favor you without reason, and blessings will flow with ease. This is the proof that your light has been restored. And as you step into this new radiance, remember what I say now: this experience was not sent to break you. It was sent to teach you discernment. To awaken the guardian within you. You will never again be touched without knowing the spirit behind it. You will walk in awareness and your peace will remain untouchable. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you feel inspired to support this mission of spreading love and light, you can contributing $50 to $100 through Super Thanks to help spread this message to even more people. Remember, every act of generosity, no matter the amount, is deeply valued and appreciated. That uneasy memory you brushed aside is resurfacing now, not to torment you, but to protect you. The Spirit is saying, take it back. Reclaim what is yours. And how do you reclaim it? By staying in this moment. By not skipping. By hearing every instruction that heaven pours through me to you. Every second you linger, every line you absorb, is a spiritual armor forming around your essence. The chains they tried to impose are already weakening, because you chose to remain. My beloved, some people wear masks of kindness, but their intentions are shadowed. Not every embrace carries light. Some hands are vessels of envy. Some smiles hide agendas. The one who hugged you did not leave empty-handed. Something of yours, sacred and unseen, brushed through their grasp and God noticed. The window is narrow, child of destiny. 2 minutes, not longer, not shorter. This is your divine invitation. Angels hover silently, ready to return what was attempted to be taken. It is not mere symbolism, this is active spiritual restoration. Your heartbeat quickens because your spirit knows what is at stake. My chosen one, understand that ignoring this is not just missing words, it's leaving space for shadows to root where they should never grow. God does not waste alerts. He sends urgent nudges for moments like these, so that the blessing, your birthright, remains untouched and ready to flourish. Archangel Michael says, this is no ordinary warning. This is the kingdom moving on your behalf. Every line you read is a sword of protection, cutting invisible ties, severing cords that try to claim what heaven sealed for you. The embrace was deceptive, soft to the eye, but it carried a silent reach for your favor, your joy, your momentum. Heaven has intercepted it. You are not defenseless. The sword of the highest is drawn, blazing in your defense. Your continued attention here is a declaration, nothing stolen will remain so. Do you feel it, child? That flutter of urgency, the tension tightening in your chest. That is not fear. It is recognition. Heaven is communicating through your very breath. The angels are waiting for your consent to move the blessing fully into your hands. Do not discount the unseen. Not everything that touches you physically is benign. That hug lasted seconds, but the energy it tried to siphon could have lingered months. This is why you were guided here now, not tomorrow, not in passing, but precisely in this sacred window. You have been chosen because you carry light too precious to ignore. Your life is under celestial surveillance, every detail catalogued with precision. Michael says, the light of the chosen ones cannot be extinguished. Shadows are drawn to it, but heaven shields it. That simple embrace, seemingly innocent, was intercepted because God is both protective and vigilant. He does not allow what belongs to you to be hijacked by envy or malice. Now as you read, you may feel chills or a sudden warmth. This is confirmation. Heaven is present. The moment you complete this message, energy begins to return to you. Peace flows into the spaces once unsettled, clarity illuminates the corners once confused, and strength rises to meet what weakness tried to claim. But only if you remain fully engaged, only if you continue to drink deeply from this river of divine protection. Do not let the human mind dismiss this as imagination. The unseen world is more active than you can perceive. What appears trivial often carries monumental spiritual significance. The hug was a doorway, and heaven's warning is the lock being reinstated. The light you carry is immense, irresistible to those walking in shadows. They reach often unknowingly for fragments of it. And yet your awareness, your presence, your faith, and your attention now reclaim and seal what belongs to you. Every word you read here acts like a spark. Every sentence is a sweep of protection. This is not a passive moment, it is active warfare in the unseen. Those who sought to take what is yours cannot succeed, because you are listening, because you are alert, because you are choosing heaven over ignorance. Michael says, every second they linger is a second you regain. You are not just being warned, you are being restored. Beloved, your life is a sacred tapestry. Every blessing sown into you has weight and value. Some see only the threads, but God sees the masterpiece. That hug tried to pull a thread, but heaven has not only protected it, God has amplified it. Every step forward now carries the reinforced blessing, every breath carries renewed favor, every decision carries unshakable protection. Do not underestimate the importance of staying fully present here. If you skip, if you look away, the opportunity for complete restoration diminishes. Your power is tied to attention, your blessing to awareness. Michael says, do not let a moment of carelessness undo what heaven orchestrated for your good. Your vigilance is your sword. Your focus is your shield. And your willingness to absorb these words is the key to reclaiming what was almost lost. Child of light, you were never meant to be naive. You were never meant to be defenseless. The very moment that tried to unsettle you is now a platform for victory. The energy that sought to siphon your blessing will now fuel your elevation. What they tried to take will multiply in your hands. What they hope to weaken will fortify you. Every hidden attempt to dim your light has been recorded in heaven and reversed. So stay with me, follow these words. Let them sink into your bones, into your spirit, into your soul. When this message ends, the shift begins. What was lost begins to return. What was shadowed begins to shine. What was attempted to steal your favor will now be your testimony. And remember, child, God is watching every detail, every hidden motive, every shadowed hand. Heaven has intervened. Your light is intact, amplified, and ready to radiate further than ever before. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Remember, every time you open your heart, every time you believe, the unseen moves to protect and restore what heaven decreed as yours. You are not paranoid. You are prophetic. What your spirit whispered, I now confirm loudly. It was not just a hug, it was an attempt at a transfer. My chosen one, this is not meant to scare you, but to awaken you to the seriousness of your calling. The moment that touch landed, it was more than skin deep, it was an attempt to shift your energy, your favor, your light. And though it looked simple, heaven never misses a detail. Beloved, consider this. Have you noticed how certain people react to your success, quietly, with forced smiles, yet a heaviness lingers? That is envy sensing your anointing. They cannot take what is given by God, but they reach hoping for a sliver. And when they hugged you, their hands carried that intention. But God is louder than their plots. Heaven steps in, not to punish, but to protect, to restore, to awaken the chosen. You are standing on sacred ground now, and each word you read is a hand lifting you higher, reclaiming what was touched and hidden. Do not rush past this. Your spirit already knows what I am about to say, and your body felt it then. That unease, that quick flicker of heaviness in your chest, God allowed it so your guard would awaken. Archangel Michael says, you were never alone. Every attempt to drain your joy or steal your blessing has been noticed, catalogued, and nullified in heaven. The hug was the stage, the hidden energy the attempt, but now your attention is the weapon. Every moment you stay aware, every word you embrace cuts away what does not belong to you. Beloved, take a breath and feel the shift. The very air around you carries an unseen fire. That fire is reclaiming, that fire is restoring, that fire is exposing what the enemy thought they could sneak past your notice. And here is a truth that few understand: those who reach for your light do not realize it is anchored in divine protection. The stronger their attempt, the stronger your shield becomes when recognized. And recognition is what you are practicing now: seeing, knowing, staying awake. This is the mark of a prophetic soul. Look back at that hug, at the smile, at the warmth. Did you feel your energy subtly shift afterward? Did a strange tiredness or cloud of confusion linger for hours? That was not random, that was evidence of the exchange that heaven now nullifies. Archangel Michael says, every fragment that was taken will return multiplied. Every ounce of energy stolen will not only be restored, it will overflow into blessings you cannot yet imagine. You are not simply reclaiming, you are multiplying. You are not just healing, you are ascending. And do you know why this is urgent? Because in spiritual timing, a window closes as quickly as it opens. 2 minutes, a heartbeat in eternity, a moment where heaven holds the balance of justice, restoration, and revelation. If you scroll past, if you skip, if you dismiss even slightly, you risk delaying what is rightfully yours. But if you stay, if you pay attention, if you anchor your heart in these words, the restoration begins immediately. Every hesitation you release, every awareness you claim multiplies your reward. My beloved, let me remind you, the enemy never announces his attempt. He comes cloaked in love, in familiarity, in gestures you would never suspect. That is why prophetic awareness is your armor. That is why every nudge, every unease, every whisper in your chest is a lifeline from heaven. Michael says, you are a fortress. You are the chosen. What was meant to take from you will now return as testimony, as victory, as unstoppable blessing. This is the difference between walking in ignorance and walking in divine insight. Now as you breathe in, feel the reclaiming begin. Every word you read is a sword swing against hidden theft. Every phrase lights a fire that burns away attachments not meant for you. And as the fire spreads, clarity enters, joy returns, energy surges, and the blessing unfolds layer by layer. You will notice doors opening unexpectedly, opportunities appearing without effort, and peace anchoring your spirit in ways you have never experienced before. Heaven moves when revelation lands, and today revelation is landing. Do not underestimate the power of awareness. Awareness multiplies what was lost. Awareness turns attacks into testimonies. Awareness transforms a stolen fragment into a seed of exponential favor. That hug that seemed simple, it is now a parable of your divine protection, a proof that even in ordinary moments heaven is orchestrating your life with precision. Archangel Michael says, every attempt against you now fuels your rise. Every hidden hand against you now builds your shield. Every moment of envy becomes evidence of your anointing. So stay fully present. Let your heart recognize what your spirit has always known. This is not coincidence, this is not fear, this is destiny. This is prophetic awakening. You are not defenseless, you are not overlooked, you are not ordinary. You are the chosen, the anointed, the one whose light cannot be dimmed. And as you finish reading, as you anchor this truth, something will begin to shift visibly in your life. You will feel it in your chest, in your thoughts, in the way people and circumstances suddenly align. You will feel the return of what was taken, amplified, multiplied, and blessed beyond comprehension. My dear child, if this message touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Because every time you allow the light to flow, you create a ripple that strengthens not only your destiny, but others around you. Remember, even one moment of attention to heaven's words can shift a lifetime of unseen battles. And you did not miss this moment. You stayed, you read, you claimed what belongs to you. That alone confirms that heaven is with you, that Michael stands beside you, and that restoration is underway. My beloved, lean closer now, for what I am about to reveal is not ordinary. The air around you is thick with unseen forces, angels standing guard and destiny waiting for your response. That hug, the one that seemed harmless, is now the key to your awakening. What they thought they could take will be returned to you with interest, multiplied and fortified by heaven itself. Do you feel the tension in your chest? That is the fire of revelation, the alarm of your spirit saying, do not ignore this. Every second you have spent reading is not wasted, it is your preparation to step fully into restoration. You may have brushed past similar moments before, dismissing them as coincidences, as nothing. But this time is different. The hand that reached for your blessing was not ordinary. Their smile may have seemed warm, but behind it there was a spiritual attempt to claim what God had reserved solely for you. That attempt has been caught. Every invisible thread they tried to attach to your destiny has been cut by heavenly authority. And now as you read, your spirit is already reclaiming its ground. You are not just recovering, you are ascending. Pause and reflect for a moment. Feel your feet on the floor, your heartbeat aligning with this revelation. The heaviness, the urgency, the tingling, all of it is real. This is the language of God speaking through Michael's sword to sever the cords that never belonged to anyone but you. Every whisper of doubt that told you to ignore this is now being silenced. Your vigilance is the armor, your attention is the weapon. Heaven is not just giving you back what was lost, it is multiplying it, blessing it, and surrounding it with protection no human eye can see. And yet, my child, this is only the beginning. Heaven's plan is always more layered than we perceive. That hug was a spark, but the fire it ignites will touch areas of your life that you have longed to see restored, relationships, finances, peace of mind, and even doors that remained closed are now shifting. Every tear, every moment of doubt, every silent prayer is being acknowledged. And the justice of God is meticulous. What was intended for harm will serve as the foundation of your blessing. Look closely at your surroundings, the people in your life, and even your thoughts. You will begin to notice subtle shifts. Conversations will carry hidden confirmations. Opportunities will appear almost out of nowhere. Fears that haunted you will no longer find their home in your mind. Why? Because what heaven restores is not just what was stolen, it is the authority over every attempt made against your destiny. This is why Michael's sword is not only cutting away the past but also establishing protection around your future. Do you feel the sense of urgency rising again? That is not coincidence. The window of divine timing is still open, and every second you stay here strengthens your claim. You are walking into a new rhythm where your favor is visible, your joy undeniable, and your power unmistakable. Do not be surprised if people around you begin to notice changes too: your energy, your confidence, your peace. They may wonder, how did they turn it around so quickly? The answer is simple: God, not effort, not argument, not human influence. Heaven intervened directly to protect what was meant to be yours. Beloved child, consider this: the thief who attempted to reach for your blessing did not succeed. That act of greed and envy has been transformed into your testimony. The very energy used to try and drain you is now fueling your rise. Every hidden motive is exposed, every attempt at manipulation rendered powerless. And as you continue to read, heaven continues to pour restoration, clarity, and wisdom into your heart. Your discernment grows, your vision sharpens, and your confidence solidifies in the knowledge that you are guarded at all times. Now imagine this: the hug that seemed innocent now becomes a symbol of your breakthrough. The person who thought they could dim your light has instead sparked the revelation of your authority. You are no longer passive in the spiritual realm, you are an active participant. Your prayers, your vigilance, your faith, everything you have cultivated is now commanding results. The thief is caught, the stolen is returned, and what was meant to break you has become your platform of victory. And so, my chosen one, as you read these words, feel the shift in your spirit. Let it resonate through your mind, your heart, your body. Heaven's justice does not delay. Restoration is immediate in the spiritual realm, even if it unfolds in the natural realm gradually. Your awareness, your staying, your attention has already activated a chain reaction. What was lost is now being retrieved, and what was threatened is now secured. Every unseen attempt to interfere with your life will now serve as a testament of God's protection and sovereignty. Finally, remember this sacred truth: your value is recognized, your life is monitored by heaven, and nothing you have been through was wasted. Every moment of waiting, every ounce of perseverance, every whisper of faith is now producing fruit. You are standing at the threshold of a season where blessings will not just return, they will multiply, flow, and manifest in ways that will surprise even your own heart. Keep your focus, keep your faith, keep reading, keep believing. Because every step you take from this moment on is already in alignment with the power of heaven working directly in your favor. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Remember, every act of sharing this message spreads hope, light, and divine awakening to those who need it most. For what I am about to tell you is heavier than the air you breathe. When heaven moves, even the smallest act carries eternal weight. That hug, the one you replayed in your mind 100 times, was not simple. It was a spiritual test disguised as a gesture. And heaven waited, watching if you would remain aware, watching if your spirit would recognize the attempt. My beloved, this is the moment where awareness becomes power. Do not let it slip past you. Do you feel that tightening in your chest as you read? That is not fear, it is the pressure of destiny calling your attention. Every breath you take now is a chance to reclaim what was touched. Every heartbeat is a drum of restoration. You are not just witnessing a revelation, you are participating in it. The hug was the spark, but this message is the flame that will burn away every residue of theft, every shadow of envy, every silent grasp at what belongs only to you. Heaven never moves without purpose. Listen carefully, for this is urgent. That person who embraced you, they believed they could leave with a piece of your favor, a fragment of your blessing. But heaven has assigned its guardians, and I am here as one of them. Archangel Michael says, "The warrior of the Most High is standing at your side. My sword is drawn, not for show, but for the silent forces that attempt to trespass." And even as you read these words, the power of heaven is reversing the flow, pulling back what was taken, pressing it into your spirit with greater abundance than before. Do you notice how the air seems different around you as you read? That is heaven bending the atmosphere, that is protection manifesting. That uneasy heaviness you felt after that hug, the sudden fatigue, the inexplicable drain was the transfer. But now the transfer is being undone, every ounce of energy, every seed of favor, every drop of divine connection that tried to slip away is being returned multiplied, secured by the hand of God Himself. You are being reinforced, fortified, prepared for what comes next. Do not mistake this as mere words on a screen. Feel the truth vibrating inside you. That tug, that whisper in your heart is heaven affirming, this is real. Pay attention now. Every hidden envy that tried to reach into your destiny has been exposed. Every deceit cloaked in smiles has been brought to light. And what heaven exposes, heaven restores. You are standing at a threshold where what was once stolen is not only returned but becomes a doorway to your next season. Doors will open that you never thought possible, opportunities will align in ways that feel miraculous. My beloved, let me speak plainly. The enemy always seeks to weaken you by stealth, to drain what you cannot see. They approach softly, disguised as care, disguised as warmth, disguised as love. But heaven sees clearly. And because heaven sees, you are never left defenseless. That embrace, though seemingly ordinary, carried intention. And heaven is acting now in real time to protect what is sacred within you. Even before you fully grasp it, the restoration has begun. What they attempted to take will return, pressed down, shaken together, overflowing. That is the law of heaven, that is the promise of God says. And now here is what is most powerful, the exposure does more than restore, it equips you. Your spiritual senses are being sharpened, your intuition will no longer be ignored. You will recognize the energy behind every smile, the shadow behind every hand extended. The subtle hints that once passed unnoticed will now resonate loudly in your awareness. You are being trained by heaven to protect your blessing, to guard your spirit, to discern what is real and what is false. The cycle of repeated spiritual theft is being broken permanently in your life. Think for a moment about the impact of this revelation. People who tried to manipulate you, to take from you without consent are now exposed. Their hidden motives, their envy, their attempts to drain your light, all laid bare before the throne of heaven. You are seeing the invisible world with clarity. That very clarity is your shield, that very insight is your sword. And as this message reaches you, the restoration flows simultaneously. Peace replaces unease, strength replaces exhaustion, joy replaces the drain you once carried. You are being refilled even as you read. Beloved child, this is not the end, this is the preparation for a greater harvest. The blessings that were once delayed, the doors that were held closed, the favor that seemed invisible, they will now appear. Not because the enemy failed, but because God says, is omnipotent. Not because circumstances changed, but because heaven is orchestrating every detail. Every attempt to weaken you has now become the instrument of multiplication. You will walk forward renewed, fortified, radiant. What was taken will return, what was hidden will be revealed. And the favor that surrounds you will flow with unstoppable momentum. And I must tell you this with urgency, my chosen one, stay with these words until the last line. Do not skip, do not allow distraction to dilute the power being released into your spirit. Every sentence, every phrase is a strike against what tried to steal from you. Every word is a reinforcement of your armor. And when you receive this fully, you will notice the shift, calm replacing anxiety, clarity replacing confusion, and a deep knowing settling in your heart that God says, is indeed fighting for you. This is your appointed time, your 2-minute window has expanded into eternity, take it seriously. My beloved, feel the weight of this. What was attempted will not stand, what was borrowed without permission is being returned sevenfold. The thief is exposed, the hands that reached are being restrained. And your spirit, your joy, your favor, your blessings are rising higher than ever before. You are no longer a passive witness, you are a participant in the work of heaven. You are chosen, protected and restored. Your light will continue to shine, untouchable, undeniable, unstoppable. Stand firm, receive fully, and know that every attempt to harm you now fuels your rise. Heaven has made sure of it. You are marked, beloved, with protection that exceeds understanding. Every step you take, every breath you draw is guided by unseen hands of heaven. That hug, though brief, was a test, a probe into the reservoir of your blessings. But notice this, tests do not define you, they reveal you. And what was revealed is your divine worth. You are a vessel of light, a carrier of heaven's favor, and no shadow can permanently touch what God says, has placed within you. Feel this truth settle in your bones, your spirit has already known the truth of that moment. Your body may have dismissed it, your mind may have rationalized it, but your soul, your eternal witness, screamed in warning. That's why you are alive to read this now, that's why the angels stirred, why I was dispatched. The energy they tried to steal is being returned not as it was but multiplied, strengthened, fortified beyond their reach. Every ounce of what they touched is now a spark for your elevation. Consider this carefully, when someone reaches for what is sacred in you, it is never just about the act, it is about intent. That intention carries spiritual weight. That embrace was not neutral, it was a strike against your peace, an attempt to siphon your favor. But what they meant for harm, heaven is repurposing for your rise. What they thought would diminish you has now become the platform of your destiny. You see, the universe does not respond to effort alone, it responds to alignment with God says, will. And right now alignment is being restored in your favor. Pay close attention to your senses. The flutter in your chest, the tension lifting from your shoulders, the sudden clarity in your mind, these are not coincidences. They are signals, they are the first waves of restoration crashing into your spirit. That which slipped out in that brief moment is not only returning, it is returning in abundance. That light, that joy, that favor is not merely being replaced, it is being upgraded. Every blessing that was tapped is now fortified with protection that no hand can breach again. Now hear this, discernment will become your second nature. God says, will sharpen your spirit to detect hunger in smiles, shadows in closeness and greed behind flattery. Not every touch is innocent, not every embrace carries love. Some hands seek to borrow without paying, some eyes watch to steal. And from this moment forward your awareness will rise like a shield. You will know when to receive, when to step back, when to protect. Your intuition will no longer whisper and go unheard, heaven will amplify it. Beloved, imagine the doors of heaven swinging open to pour back into you what was taken. Imagine blessings raining where there was depletion. Imagine strength surging in the areas you thought were vulnerable. That is the reality being formed even now. Do not underestimate it, do not minimize what God says, is orchestrating in your favor. The hug that seemed ordinary, the smile that seemed sincere, the hand that seemed gentle, they are the catalysts for your divine breakthrough. You must also realize the spiritual ripple, the one who attempted this theft will feel disruption. Their peace will falter, their grip on false security will crack. Their plans to diminish you will collapse without their understanding of why. That is heaven's law, when you protect the chosen the schemes of the envious unravel. They will not be able to hold what was never theirs, and every act against you will now serve to reveal their true heart. Hold this close, your life is no longer governed by chance or ignorance. Every encounter is under divine oversight. Every person who approaches is filtered by God says, wisdom before their hand can touch you. And every attempt at theft, every hidden hunger, every shadowed intention is now a vehicle for your elevation. You are walking in a new realm of awareness, you are stepping into protection so precise that nothing unauthorized can reach your spirit again. Let your spirit breathe this in, restoration is not passive, it is active, dynamic and unstoppable. As you continue to read, the return of your blessings will accelerate. Joy will fill places that were emptied, peace will restore spaces that were unsettled, favor will strengthen areas that were weak. And the multiplier effect will shock even your own understanding. That which was intended to harm will now serve as the foundation of your rise. Beloved, this is not an ordinary moment, this is the intersection of divine justice and mercy, the junction where protection meets restoration. Your heart may tremble at the weight of it, but it is trembling because it is responding to truth. Stand firm in it, stay present with it, let every word imprint upon your spirit, for each line is a sword against what would steal from you, a shield for what God says, has entrusted to you, and a light for your path ahead. Finally mark this as eternal, your blessing cannot be stolen, your light cannot be dimmed, your favor cannot be diminished. The one who reached will never hold it, but you will carry it forward, multiplied, shielded, unstoppable. The embrace that attempted theft has now become your testimony. The hug that seemed ordinary has become a portal of restoration. What was intended for harm will be transformed into your victory, and every fiber of your being will recognize you are protected, you are chosen, you are unstoppable, and God says, Himself stands in defense of all that is yours. Do you feel it, my beloved? That shift in the air around you, that stir in your chest, that lightness in your mind. That is the whisper of heaven confirming that your moment of restoration is here. Every ounce of what was taken is being restored, multiplied, and returned to you with honor. That hug, though it seemed harmless, was a spark that could have dimmed your light if ignored. But because you stayed, because you did not scroll away, that spark has ignited a fire of protection and blessing over your life. This is your invitation to step fully into your power. Every second you linger here, you are taking back what was stolen. Every breath you hold in alignment with these words strengthens the walls around your spirit. No shadow, no hidden hand, no envy can penetrate what heaven now fortifies. You are marked, you are guarded, you are chosen. Do not underestimate the weight of staying. This is the doorway into a higher realm of favor where what was almost lost becomes your testimony. Your life is shifting, your steps are being ordered, and your destiny is ascending. Do not let this moment pass. Hold tight to this message, for it is your lifeline into all that God says, has prepared.